Hey, Coach Wilcoxon here, Bloodline Sports. We're happy to announce our Copper State League, which we're going to have a scrimmage tonight at Desert Ridge. Opening night will be Thursday, this next coming Thursday, June 6th. We'll have three doubleheaders simultaneously at Gene Autry, starting at 5:30, and next game at 8. And then we'll have the Dirtbags and the Sandlot will be playing at Red Mountain High School, same time on Thursday. And then we'll kick off our regular season the next week and continue playing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday every night. So it's going to be awesome. Got Niall Hessen here with us. He's going to be starting on the bump. He's our Tuesday guy always. He's going to start tonight. Come out there at 6:30's first pitch. I've coached Niall for what's his 6 summers now.
I was thinking about that the other day.
It's crazy.
Been a lot of summers, and it's crazy to think that it was 6, 7 summers ago when we met.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, just tell us where you're at, what school you're at, and how your season went this last year.
Yeah, so I'm at Northern State University. It's a Division II in Aberdeen, South Dakota. This is going to be my second year there, although this will be my 4th year competing at the college level. Before Northern State, I was at Saracoso Community College in Ridgecrest, California. And then I actually played high school ball here in Mesa, Arizona at Desert Ridge High School. And as far as the season's concerned, personally, obviously I'd like it to be a little bit better, but team-wise, we improved tremendously from last season. We played in a really, really tough conference. We got schools like Augustana, who last year made it to the D2 World Series. They're in our conference. We got Mankato, who made it to a super regional last year. And both those teams made it to the regional this year. So it's a really tough conference, which is great because it's great competition. I mean, you see some dudes. Our player of the year had like 24, 25 home runs, something like that. So it's a really good conference. It's a really good opportunity to compete at the highest level, especially that Division II has to offer. And the school that I'm at, the area is great. And like I said, we improved a lot from last year. So trying to build some momentum going into this year. I think we finished 11th or 10th in the conference, and we were like 13th the year before that. And we were competing for a top 8 spot, which would have allowed us to get to the NSIC tournament. Unfortunately, it didn't happen this year, but we were only a couple games away, and we were in it till the end of the final series or two. So no regrets. Like I said, this is going to be my senior year, so just really trying to get into it and play one more year of college baseball.
You got were you in the starting rotation?
No, I don't start at Northern. I'm a relief pitcher, so it's kind of a unique situation where I'm a reliever. At Saracoso, I was both at times. Then obviously with you, I'm primarily a starter, which I'm fine with whatever. I mean, as you know, I can go throw 138 pitches and have no problems in one game, or I could throw as little as 5. It really doesn't.
Did that weekly last year.
Yeah, and just at some points it wasn't because of a good reason. You know, I was messing up a little bit, but once I got in my groove and was good to go, he said I had 138 pitches. I thought I was at like 90 something. So I think that's the one thing that I like about pitching, and just for me as my work ethic and whatever, I've trained my body to get to that position where, you know, ideally if it's 138 pitches, it's hopefully 11, 12 innings of work, but you know, it's 138 pitches nonetheless.
Well, that was the game. So you started and you probably threw, I think you got out of it. Maybe you gave up one.
I did.
But you threw about 30, 40 pitches in the first inning. I remember grabbing you when you were walking off. I said, hey, dude, every pitch has to have a purpose. Slow down. Like you were just going so fast. And then you shoved. Then we ended up winning like 18-1, didn't we, or something?
Yeah, it was a lot of emotions in that game. I was actually feeling great. I do remember that game very vividly there. I was feeling great. And I feel like it's one of those things when you feel great, you don't perform great. And when you're not feeling great, you perform great. But for me, I felt great going into it. I was feeling good. It was perfect weather. Obviously, the sun was setting. In that first inning, man, I think I threw 45 pitches. And I had gotten into some deep counts, and then I was walking everybody.
Then it was like 7 pitches, then 9 pitches. Like, boom, boom, boom.
I got out of there, and I was like, man, I got to be at like 45. I'm like, I'd be lucky to get through 3 innings of work. And then the next innings was like 7 pitches, 8 pitches, and I was back on track. But it was fun.
Well, the cool thing I like to hear about the D2, because, you know, what the reason we started Bloodline Sports was to help kids do exactly what you're doing, is get the experience to play college baseball and get an education. And I don't think enough kids are aware, or even their parents, of how good Division II and NAIA baseball is.
And that's something
even Division III.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I feel like when I was younger, you know, you always see your favorite players playing at the Division I level, and you want to aspire to be a Division I athlete, but you don't know necessarily what it entails. And I, always thought that it wouldn't have been necessarily a disappointment to not be at the Division I level, but I've surely learned that playing college baseball at the JUCO level, seeing guys at the NAIA level, D3, D2, D1, they're all dudes. Like I said, on that Division II level, there's easily tons of guys that would easily be Division I baseball players, and there's probably Division I baseball players that should be Division II. I mean, if you're playing college baseball, I think regardless of the level, it takes a lot. I think there's like 9% of college or high school athletes end up playing like college sports. So
Yeah.
for me, it was something that I kind of stereotyped as like a D1 or bust mentality, but I realized that I was surely wrong, and I would have been happy to play NAIA baseball just to keep playing baseball because not many people do it.
Yeah. And I was just watching something today about that and how the, it's because all the college stuff's on. And you talk
Oh yeah,
about the college. I was watching, it was Marty McGee. If you watch that, it's a good show. But they were talking about, and this is what I did when I had my own business, is I always tried to hire college athletes
yeah,
because they have discipline and they know how to multitask. And you don't understand is like Tom Izzo, the head coach of Michigan State, talks about it's a 3-prong life. And what that third prong is social life, and it's got to be about 8%.
yeah. I
Right.
mean,
The other 92% have to be your craft, like getting better as an athlete and then getting your grades. Because
that's the hardest part, and I think obviously everyone wants to do it and everyone wants to play at the college level, but you don't realize till you're there what it entails. The 6 a.m. lifts followed by the practices, followed by the class, then the homework, and then maybe another practice or another lift, and then it feels like your day's over and you gotta have somewhat of a social life. So trying to hang out with friends or have some free time and chill time for yourself, and before you know it, the day's up and the process repeats itself. And I think
yeah.
that's for me why my 3 years of college feel like they've just flown by because you're always occupied. It's a good thing, but it definitely is an adjustment. I think that's why a lot of people tend to stop playing year after year.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's our younger generation too, but
That too.
the first reaction when you have adversity nowadays, these kids just want to quit.
Yeah.
But like I'm looking at my best friend right here, Alex, who we played together. And the thing is, what makes a good locker room and what makes a good dugout is like we realize that we're sharing the sacrifice with each other. Like we
Yeah.
are getting up at 6 a.m. to do the weights, and we are taking extra ground balls and doing all the stuff you have to do, and then doing the homework.
Yeah.
And I think that athletes understand that discipline part of it and the sacrifices that we make, but it's just how fun is it, right? I mean,
It's really fun.
to me, other than marrying my wife and my children, like nothing's better than playing college baseball.
I think you brought up a good point that I wanted to touch on was the fact that like you're doing all this work. It seems like 24/7, but you're not alone. Especially with baseball, there's anywhere from 30 to 60 to 70 to 80 guys on your team, and it can be intimidating at times whether you're trying to compare yourself to others or whatever. And then you realize that you learn everybody's name, you learn what everyone likes to do, and then they turn into your brothers. I mean, one of my good friends from Saracoso, I still stay in contact with him, and he was pitching yesterday for Fresno State in the regionals. So it's just kind of
Nice.
cool, those relationships that you build with those guys that you stay in contact with. And I think for me, more than anything, obviously friends come and go. High school friends, I still have a good core, but college wise, I mean, it's a completely different ballgame, and I still stay in contact with all those guys. And honestly, for me, because baseball is a game of failure, and it's really hard to continue to do the game when you're failing or having a rough patch or whatever. But part of me likes going back or is excited to go back just so I can do it again with my boys and hang out with my friends and my teammates, because everyone goes through it together. But particularly with baseball, with all the failures, like those relationships are just paramount.
Well, I thought it was cool too. That just this last week, I sent an email to my head coach, who I haven't seen in 31 years, and he called me and we talked for like 20 minutes, and it was awesome just to have those relationships. And he was asking about Alex, and he was asking about all the other guys on the team, and do I still talk to them? And not as much as Alex, but I talked to a handful of them, and it's just but like it's just really cool. We have baseball players, I think, have a special bond. I think we're different because we look normal. We're not 7 feet tall, and we're not 300 pounds like football guys. So
Unless you're a lefty, then you don't look normal.
yeah. But I was going to say, you have, even though you start for us, I mean, you have a closer mentality or relief mentality.
Yeah.
And that's hard because a lot of guys don't have that.
Yeah.
And it might be the lefty in you. You guys are all a little crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about, we got some great sponsors, some good partnerships that we're going to have this summer. Again, we're going to have great 8 rosters. I think 3 rosters are like, maybe 4 rosters are really, really, really talented. Not to say anything about the other 4, but just knowing what I know, but it's still going to be a very competitive league, very talented. We'll have some good facilities. One of the things we wanted to announce too, we're very excited to announce that we're going to have our playoff games at Scottsdale Stadium and Ho-Ho-Com Stadium, and then the championship game will be Friday, July 19th at Ho-Ho-Com or Ho-Ho-Com. I'm not sure how you say it. I've lived here for years. I should know, but I think it's Ho-Ho-Com. Which is really cool. That's the A's spring training facility. Scottsdale is the Giants spring training facility. I was just there for the Pac-12 tournament last week. So that's real exciting for us to be able to announce that and get all our guys. Everybody's going to get 2 games in a stadium, which is awesome. And then if you make your if the All-Star team or the Home Run Derby or the championship game, you'll get that 3rd day. So it's going to be a great league. We're excited, inaugural league, and hopefully this thing will go on for the next 20, 30 years. So, but why don't you talk about the sponsors we do have, Alex?
All right. So like TJ said, we got some great young athletes. We got some great teams, great coaches. He just mentioned the incredible venues, but to go along with all that and some of the people and companies that help make all that possible. We have our main sponsor, Acid Rainwater. B12 infused water. Jason Paulus has been our guy for a while now. We've been a partner with them for a while. Niall Heston here happens to be an Acid Rainwater athlete. So he's been real supportive. We've done a lot of things with him, and Acid Rainwater continues to support us. So we're looking forward to working with them again. We also have Peralta Gloves.
Hey, real quick, Alex, on Acid Rainwater. So you're part of the affiliate program right now?
Yes, I am.
Is that going good?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I think either they had reached out to me or something like that, and I was thrilled, especially since they were working obviously with you guys. But they basically told me the steps, and being in the NIL kind of era, I didn't really know what I was doing, to be honest, because I've never been really an NIL athlete or sponsored by a certain brand, and so they walked me through everything. They sent me great instructions on what to post, how to post, and things like that. And like I said, I try to post at least once a week. And I've had their product because they send me their product, and it's tremendous. I use it a lot, and I think they're just a great partner for Bloodline as well as athletes like myself.
Yeah. So you're moving some water up there, huh?
Drink a lot of water, that's for sure. I have a gallon jug right here that I've been drinking too.
Jackson sucks those things down. He drinks like 2 or 3 a day. I got like 8 cases right here.
Yeah, it's really good.
And they're good pre and post workout, right? They get you ready. They help you recover.
I use them for when I'm working out. I've used them for watching TV. I mean, it's just a form of hydration, but it's got a lot of great things in there for you, and you don't even really realize it. It feels like you're just drinking water. At least that's my opinion. Right. I think that's the best part about it. Anytime, simple is better for me as far as flavoring and things like that. So anytime you're able to get good stuff in your body that doesn't taste bad or anything like that, I think it's a win.
Or doesn't include those artificial colors or flavors.
Exactly, especially in today's age when everything seems to have horrible stuff in it. Acid Rainwater doesn't.
And I don't really drink that stuff either. I drink just regular water, or I'll put some Himalayan sea salt in my water, or drink the Acid Rainwater. And I went and got a Gatorade electrolyte thing. It was awful.
Yeah,
it was disgusting. I couldn't even finish it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just all the artificial flavor. It's gross.
I think for me too, with the Acid Rainwater, I mean, I'm not a guy that drinks. I haven't had an energy drink or anything like that in 5-6 years. I can't do it. I don't think it tastes good. I think they have no effect on me whatsoever. And I feel like in a way, like, I don't know if it's just my thought or what, but with the acid rainwater, I just know that there's good stuff going into my body. And so it just kind of gives me that extra energy that an energy drink or anything like that, that's a lot worse for you would do.
Yep.
Yeah, I could never do those Red Bulls or anything.
No.
I start shaking like this. It's so
And
much.
I think it's funny too, because a lot of pitchers or baseball players you always see are drinking those, or relief pitchers are kind of shotgunning those in a way to get it in their body right before they go out and pitch, and it doesn't do anything any good for me. That's for sure.
Yeah. What else we got, Alex?
All right. Well, we have a couple other ones, kind of returning sponsors that we've worked with before. When we did the All-Star game last summer, they were with us, Peralta Gloves and Birdman Bats. And if you haven't heard of Peralta Gloves, you should look it up. TJ's got a couple there. You customize them, very reasonably priced. Get on the website, check it out. And like I said, we got Birdman Bats. They were a sponsor in the All-Star game. Get on their website, check out their bats, all that. Got a great selection. Very cool team over there, Birdman Bats as well. We got a couple new additions here. We got AZ Dingers, a baseball hitting workout facility out in Mesa, Arizona. So if you're in the area, go check them out. And then we got Dome Headwear. I would you say kind of a newish headwear company?
Yeah, but he started it 15 years ago.
But he calls it new still?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes it takes time. We know we started Bloodline, 4 years ago? And it just takes time
check
to
them
develop.
out. Get online, type in Dome Headwear, check out their hats. And then another cool thing we got going this year, we have, I know every league, whether it's high school, little league, collegiate league, officials always come up. And we think we got a good group this year. We got top choice officials who are going to be doing our games. They are out there in Arizona where TJ is, so TJ can tell you a little bit more about them, but we're excited to work with top choice officials as well.
Yeah, I'll talk about Peralta real quick. Scottsdale-based company. Leather comes out of Mexico. I'll tell you, it's not a $500, $600 glove, but it sure feels like one because I've had a lot of those in my hands through the years. Obviously, I have a bunch of Rawlings and some A2000s growing up, but this glove company is phenomenal and everything's customizable. I got the patriotic one. A lot of my friends call me Tejota. That's how you say TJ in Spanish. So I don't know if I got that up there good, but really nice.
What that said and what that meant.
Yeah. And then it's got the snakeskin fingers, was really cool. So you can do any color you want, any kind of I got the flag with any kind of logo you want. Check them out, Peralta. I think it's PeraltaCustomGloves.com. Birdman Bats, I've known Gary for 2 or 3 years now. Phenomenal company out of the San Francisco area. Great bats. Love the birch. So if you guys are going to swing wood, I really think you should swing birch and not maple. That's my opinion, but they make both. And then with Top Choice Officials, so Brian Fields is the owner. Brian played some big boy baseball, got drafted. He was a catcher out of Texas, got released. And I think this is the story. It just decided he wanted to stay in baseball. So he became a minor league umpire. And so he started a company called Top Choice Officials. They did 12,000 games last year here in Arizona. So they do football, basketball, soccer, but their main thing is baseball. And so he's going to be putting on a camp in October. We're going to try to partner up with them and do a high school tournament, a 24-team tournament. We're going to have he brings in these umpires and he trains them to be minor league umpires and NCAA umpires. A lot of training. It's a whole thing. It's like a week long. They'll be in the classroom for several hours, and then they're going to umpire our games in the evenings. Hopefully we get that set up. But we'll have 4 umpires at every game, but we'll have 2 for the league, and they're all vetted. They're all trained, and he appoints them all. So we're excited to partner up with them. It's the same group that did the Arizona Collegiate Wood Bat League the last several years. So it's the same umpires, which I felt in the last 3 years playing in that league, I thought the umpires, I'd give them a B+ for sure. I mean, every now and then you get one right, but we're all human. And that's to me, my favorite part of baseball and they've taken it away is not like just the game, but no time clock and the human element of the umpire, and they've gotten rid of that. So I was just talking with Alex the other day. We were talking about the perfect game that the umpire blew. John Joyce, the umpire was at the Tigers game.
Jim Joyce,
And,
I think.
Yeah, Jim Joyce. Yeah, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth, and I guess it was the top of the ninth. Miguel Cabrera catches the ball, flips it to the first baseman. He's out by a step, and he called him safe. And back, nowadays it would have been reviewed, and the kid would have got the perfect game. And unfortunately, they didn't have replay back then. But to me, if you watch that whole story, the next day he comes out. He's the home plate umpire for the next game. And he comes out and they're booing him. And Jim Leland was awesome. He sent the pitcher up to do the home plate meeting before the game with the other manager, and the dude's crying. Jim Joyce was just like sobbing because he felt so bad, because he realized him throwing that perfect game doesn't get him in the Hall of Fame, but his jersey's going to be in the Hall of Fame. The baseball is going to be in the Hall of Fame, and it'll be in the Hall of Fame. And he didn't get to have that chance. So, but again, we're excited to have Top Choice officials and all our sponsors, especially Acid Rainwater. They're our main one. And we got a great group of partners with all those guys that Alex just talked about. So, we're going to get going. You're pitching in 4 hours now.
I know.
You ready?
Yeah, I was telling Alex when you were gone, I was like, I'm just ready to face some hitters. It's been about a month and a half or so. So a lot of throwing into Annette or to my brother, and it'll be nice to go back out there and compete and really feel like get the summer season underway.
Did your brother graduate?
He did, yeah.
Yeah. Is his playing career over?
His competitive playing career is, I think he's going to Iowa, and I think he's going to try to play on that club team there just for fun. But
nice.
He had a good run there at GCA.
Awesome. Well, we'll see you guys out there. Nick, you want to rattle off our social media real quick? And
yeah, you can find us on Instagram at Bloodline Sports AZ, TikTok Bloodline Sports, X Bloodline Sports, and on Facebook at Bloodline Sports. Give us a follow.
Awesome.
You'll see dudes like this, Niall, on there. Yes. So yeah, Niall, it's always a pleasure talking with you, man.
Yes, I appreciate coming on. I always love doing these.
Yeah, Nick and Alex will be out on the 9th.
A week 10th? From today, the 8th.
Nice. Yeah. All right. See you guys.
All right, guys. See you soon.
Okay.